So the internet's losing its mind about Ilia Malinin doing a backflip during the Olympics in figure skating, and they're saying, well, Surya Bonaly did it first. Well, that's not the truth, but I do have the accurate history, and we'll talk about that next on the ProZone. Welcome to the ProZone. I'm Matt Roberts. So figure skating has all of a sudden gained a lot of prominence and popularity in the media. And there's a reason, because recently Ilia Malinin did a backflip. For the first time in 50 years, he did a backflip. And people are losing their minds online. Some people are losing their minds because they're saying, Surya Bonaly did it first. Well, yeah, Surya Bonaly she did it, but she didn't do it first. So there's so much misinformation going on out there. I'm going to set the record straight. Okay, so let's get to it. The backflip. The first time it was done was by a man named Terry Kubica. Okay, Terry Kubica at the U.S. Championships in 1976. I have the notes here. At the U.S. Championships in 1976, he did the backflip. And in the Winter Olympics as well, in Austria. Okay, so he did the backflip. Now, it had never been done before in competition. The fans loved it, but the International Skating Union said, it's really unsafe, you can't do that. We don't want to risk injury, so we're banning it. So in 1977, they banned the backflip. Done. So we're going to fast forward to 1998 Winter Olympics. You have a young lady named Surya Bonaly from Nice, France, okay? Born 15 December 1973. So she was 4 years old when the backflip was banned. She's now 24, 25 years old and nearing the end of her professional skating career. She was a French champion for 9 years in a row, from 88 to 97. Okay, and then she came in second in her last year, 97, 98. Very well recognized. A European champion in 90 through 95. And then a bunch of other first place and second and third place victories throughout. But in the Olympics, she didn't fare very well. So in 1991-92, she came in fifth. In 1993-94, she came in fourth. And then in 97-98, the year she did her backflip, she came in 10th. So what happened there? Well, because she was getting injured a lot more now near the end of her career. And in 96-97 season, she ruptured her Achilles tendon. And that really screwed her up for the rest of that season. So then she went to her third Olympics, 97-98. This is where she attempted the backflip. But, of course, she was getting injured a lot more now, and skating takes its toll. And she had severely pulled a groin muscle like the day before the competition. And that made it, she was like unable to walk and carry things. So it was this is from her Wikipedia page. So it was very, very difficult to actually skate. So when she did her skate, she was unable to do a lot of things. She couldn't do her triple jump. She fell on that one. She kind of did some free skating most of the time during the performance because she couldn't do a lot of her patented big tricks and her big wild movements. So it was hurting her already. And she was already in sixth place going in. Okay. So she figured, what the hell? I'm going to do a backflip to wow the crowd. I'm going to go out on my terms. Screw that. Let's just have a good time. And she did the backflip, and it wowed the crowd, and it was great. But she got her deductions because it was illegal. So she got like a 4.8 and a 5.3, and it dropped her down to 10th place. That's just how it is. Plus, she didn't have a great skate on top of that. It wasn't just because of the backflip. I think the backflip's like a 2-point deduction. But she got dropped down to 10th, and that was her last Olympics. And that was it, okay? So now we're going to go forward even further. But we're going to go all the way from 1998, right, from Nagano, Japan, all the way forward to 2024 in the World Championships. A skater named Adam Xiaohim Fa. He was Asian, of Asian descent, but he's also from France, okay? So he was skating, and during his free skate, he decided, you know what? I'm doing really bad. He was coming in 19th place in the previous round. So he says, screw this. Simple. I'm going to do the backflip. I know it's banned, but who cares? The crowd loves it. I'm going to do it. And he does the backflip. And there it was. So it wasn't until 2024, after Bonaly did it in 1998, that Xiao Him-Fa did the backflip and executed it and pulled it off. Wowed the crowd. Everyone was happy. That was it. Okay. He didn't care. Again, going on at his own terms. Well, skating was starting to lose a little bit of its luster and it needed to get exciting. So the International Skating Union, they came forward and they said, somersault type jumps are very spectacular, and nowadays it's not typical anymore to include them as illegal movements, end quote. That was their quote. Okay. So they lifted the ban. And that was after Xiao Him-Fa did it. And that was in June of 2024 that they lifted that ban. Okay. So the Olympics were before that, lifted the ban in 2024. Well, ban was lifted. So the first person in September of 2024 to do the jump, the backflip, was Ilia Malinin. Ilia Malinin did the flip in a competition, and others had followed after him. There was a dance team, two skaters who did it together on the ice. It was done. And then Ilia Malinin does it in the Olympics. And then everybody loses their minds. And it goes, Surya Bonaly did it first, but she didn't do it first. I mean, let's talk history. She did it, sure. She pulled it off. That's tough. Did she land on one foot? Yeah, she did. Ilia Malinin landed on one foot too. Who cares? What was done was done. She did a backflip. Talented, awesome. It was illegal when she did it, but it was done in 1976 by Terry Kubica. Then it was banned in 1977 by the International Skating Union. Then 1998, Surya Bonaly did it. She penalized for it. She wasn't going to win anyway. She didn't care. She just did it, and she was injured a lot too during that competition. Then Adam Xiao Him-Fa did it in 2024 during the Olympics then. He said, the hell with it, I'm just going to do it. Or during the World Championships then, the hell with it, I'm going to do it. And then the International Skating Union lifted the ban because they wanted a spectacular thing to happen, spectacular move to happen during a skating competition. And Ilia Malinin did it in September 2024 and then did it again in the Olympics. That's the history of it, kids. There's no race involved in this. There's no bias involved in this. It was a simple skating rule. The move was not banned until they found it dangerous. Then they banned it in 77, and then they lifted the ban because why? Well, what are we doing now? We're talking about figure skating. Of all the sports out there in the Olympics, we're literally talking about figure skating. Figure skating is great, but no one talks about figure skating. But now they are. And that's why they lifted the ban, to make it spectacular and get attention. And you're doing just that. But don't start arguing over race and bullshit, because it's not. It's just rules of skating. That's how it is. Congratulations to all who performed the move. But now it's legal. So look for more of it. And there's your quick summary and the accurate history. I'm Matt Roberts. Thanks for watching the ProZone. Know your goal. Hey guys, thank you for watching the ProZone. Make sure you check back for more episodes. And if you haven't done so already, like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss what we have coming up next.